So this is the first race of the men's Stockhatch TCI Mechanical and Fabrication sponsored. We've got two parts of the arms already on the far side of the field, and I think I'm just hearing over the radio we're going to see red flags on that one. Very depleted lineup, just 4 cars coming out in this one. This was the one that finished with 2 of them parked up in the barrier at the far side of the field, and as I said, just 2 of them coming out in this one. Then let's have a little look as they make their way around that turn 2, down past the commentary box for the first time basket. York 13, Ludlow 47, winning a second yesterday for Dean Smith. Third then, Yorkshire Dales 223, Scott Burns. And then the PAC 80 of Charlie Fry in that 4th place. We've got back over to the front of the field. The race leader's already headed up around that turn 1 and turn 2. York 13 is then of Frankie Hindle from Dean Smith in Ludlow 47 as your 1 and 2 now make their way up around that Stargate 10. Then Yorkshire Dales 223, Scott Burns in that 3rd place from Charlie Fry in the PAC 80 car, then got back up and at the front of the field. Your race leader's already headed up around that turn 2. Dean Smith looking to see if he can make a way around, whether it's outside or inside, but not quite making it stick on the far side of the field. Then sat comfortably in that 3rd place in the Yorkshire Dales 223 of Scott Burns, the AC80 of Charlie Fry is your 4th place man on this one. Then 1 to go for Frankie Hindle and 1 to go for Dean Smith. Scott Burn then now making his way up and onto his last lap, as is Charlie Fry in the PAC 80, but back up and at the front of the field. Just over a quarter of a lap left to go on this race then. It is still Frankie Hindle in York 13, picked up 2 thirds yesterday and also got 55 points on the board. Ludlow 47, Dean Smith then takes 2nd. Yorkshire Dales 223. That must be a record. 9:30 in the morning and we've already got our first set of finalists. Bunches up then, and we are underway racing with race 2 of the men's Stockhatch. Who's going to get the best of the start? We've got one driver who's had 2 wins so far this weekend out in this one, and that is Chris Patterson, currently flying right round the outside. As they're 3 abreast into that turn 3, just gets his nose in front as they get into that Stargate turn, but can he make it stick on the far side of the field as they're still abreast, 3 abreast headed up into that turn 1 and that turn 2 again for this time of basket. 3 cars all go slightly wide in that one, almost next cluster to just nip up the inside. Yes, it is South Somerset 40 then takes up the runners race leader from North Shropshire 192 of Mike Licking. As your 1 and 2 now battling it out. Spalding 51. That's 551, sorry, of Daniel Priest out in this one as well, up into that 3rd place position. Chris Patterson then finds himself down the field as he's going to have to leave his way for the rest of these drivers if he wants to make it free all weekend. But it's North Shropshire 192, South Somerset 40, Spalding 551, Scarborough 26, Border Counties 25 and Scarborough 64, and then the York 93 car of Adam Hurst is the one with all the work to do from that back marker position, but back up and at the front. The race leader already heading up into that turn 1 and that turn 2 for this time of basket. It is still the North Shropshire 192 car then of Mike Licking that takes up the running as your race leader, leading them into that turn 3 and that Stargate 10. South Somerset 40 then of Dougie Atkins in that 2nd place position as they look to pull away from the rest of the field. Nothing much between any of these cars in this restricted Stockhatch class as they all make their way into that turn 1 and that turn 2 for the final time. Checkered flag out ready and waiting on this one. North Shropshire 192 it is, South Somerset 40, Scarborough 26, Scarborough 64, Harrington, Scarborough 82, Casey Wing, Radford 197, Stephen Brooks, Pennow 23, Leicester Mayor and Cambridge 201 of Jacob Lee, but who's going to get the best of the starts as they make the way up into that turn 1 and this come round to that turn 2. Good 95 it is then on Paul Lickley in the like the Queen Machine that takes up the running as your race leader. Scarborough 82, Casey Wing and Cumdy 88 of Corey Pazer then battling it out for that 2nd and 3rd place as they all start to bunch up round that Stargate 10. Contact there then between Scunthorpe 95 and Scarborough 82, but I think both managed to keep themselves running. That allows the 88 car Corey Pazer to take up the running as your race leader on this one. He'll want wins and 110 points. Another win, we'll definitely see him there later on this afternoon. Second then is Stockhatch 95, Paul Lickley. From the Cambridge 201 of Jacob Leake, as you 1, 2, 3 now make the way up into that turn 1 and that turn 2 for this time of asking. Fourth at the minute then is the South Somerset 89 car of Richard Crumb, Radford 197 of Steve Brooks, Penal 23 of Leicester Mayer and Solway 90 of Paul Harrington. Casey Wing then pulled off into the middle of the field and take no further part in this one, but eyes back front. Last lap clock time then, once more, Rory Paisley it is, in come D88 from Stockhatch 95, Paul Lickley, Cambridge 201 of Jacob Lee. Somerset 89 of Richard Crumb, Radford 197 Stephen Brooks, Penal 23 of Leicester Mayer, and then that's Solway 90 of Paul Harrington, but second flag time and making it 3 wins out of 3. We'll see him a little bit later on in that final. From the 88 it is then Rory Paisley, Stockhatch 95 Paul Lickley across the line, Cambridge 201 Jacob Leake, South Somerset 89 of Richard Crumb, Radford 197 of Stephen Brooks, Penal 23. iPhone. So if you find an iPhone anywhere on the track, please can you hand it into the commentary or to race control and we can reunite it with its owner. Thank you very much. So we've got race 4 underway, racing there. Phil Peake looks quick in the Yorkshire Dales 33 car, just pushes it a little bit wider. That's allowed the gap to open. Then out 55 it is that takes up the running as your race leader from Breeden Hill 25 of Jordan Regan then. So it's Chris Hooper from Jordan Regan as you 1 and 2. IK 505 of Daniel Mumford then in that third place position from the Breeden Hill 69 of Mark Compton. Back up at the front there's going to be a switch in the race leader for now 55 and Breeden Hill 25 both battling it out as they keep swapping and changing for those top 2 positions, just pulling away from the rest of the field. Yorkshire Dales 33 then Phil Peake has pulled off near the exit to the track, so he'll take no further part in this one. So just 6 cars left running in this heat. It's still the Penal 55 car then from Breeden Hill 25, IK 505, Scarborough 820, Breeden Hill 69 and the IK 117 of Tristan Richards, but back up and at the front of the field it's still Chris Hooper then that leads Jordan Regan as you 1 and 2 now make the way around that turn 1 and that turn 2 as they come round this time. They are going to be presented with the yellow flag with the black cross. 1 to go on this one then. Third at the minute then is the IK 505 of Daniel Mumford from Lewis Wing in Scarborough 20, IK 117 Tristan Richards, and then the Breeden Hill 69 of Mark Ponting then. But back up and at the front we see a switch in that race leader as they make the way around that turn 1. Can he make it stick as they come round to turn 2 to put the maximum points? Penal 55 Chris Hooper looks up the inside, just gets his nose back in from Breeden Hill 25 then sells for second place. Scarborough 20 and IK 505 come across the line together from so we've got bungees up and we are underway racing on this one then. One not got very far off the line. I think that's the York 105 of Rory Budd. Problems on board for him, so that leaves the 4 cars left out in this one. Stockhatch 26 then, Johnny Ingles in that takes up the runner's race leader from the down 25 of Robert McCulley. Spalding 51 then of Jake Prius from the Nottingham 111 of Dean Hollingsworth. Just the 4 drivers out in this one. It's still Johnny Ingles then on the far side of the field that leads them up into that turn 1 and that turn 2. Robert McCulley then looking to go with him. Can he put the switch up the inside? Not quite making it stick this time though. Spalding 51 of Jake Pierce is now coming under pressure there from the Nottingham 111 of Dean Hollingsworth as they all now make their way up the far side of the field. Robert McCauley then's going to try on the outside of Johnny Ingles as they make their way up into that turn 1. Then's going to look for the cutback up the inside. A little bit of contact between your lead 2 cars, but they both still keep themselves running as they slide round that turn 2. But it's still Johnny Ingles from Robert McCauley as you 1 and 2, Jake Pierce and Dean Hollingsworth in that 4th place position then. But back up and at the front of the field, your race leader's already heading up down the far side into that turn 1 and that turn 2. The back just closing a little bit between your lead 2 cars and the bit we're on that turn 2 and down past the commentary box as they come round this time. Then you see that yellow flag with the black cross. 1 to go on this one then. Johnny Ingles Dales it is from Robert McCulroy in that second place position. Then it's Jake Pierce, he's your third place man from Dean Hollingsworth in that fourth place, but back up at the front of the field. Your race leaders both going sideways around that turn 10 into that turn 2, keep themselves running, and it's going to be Johnny Ingles that takes the win from Robert Patterson. IK117, Tristan Richards, Scunthorpe 95, Paul Lickley, York 13, Frankie Hindle, and Scarborough 26, of Nathan E. Atkinson. There you are, the riders, the bunches of, and we are underway with the men stuck at 12. In comes the 88 that takes up the riders, your race leader, Penal 55 looks to go with him then, Chris Hooper. Scarborough 64, Chris Patterson up there, York 13 as well. Also trying to get in the mix at the top 4 at the head of the field. Scarborough 26, Nathan E. Atkinson sits in that 5th place then. But back up and at the front it's still the company 88 of Colin Paisley. There's no leader around the VSN then from that turn 2 and down to the commentary box. More another server basket. He's starting to pull away from the rest of the field then. Penal 55, Scarborough 64 and York 13. Scarborough 26, Ludlow 47. IK117 of Tristan Richards, and then the Scunthorpe 95 of Paul Lickley, but back up and at the front of the field then. Your race leader's already heading up out of that turn 2. Corey Paisley is then that's leading the rest of this field round from the Chris Hooper in Penal 55, York 13, Frankie Hindle led in that 3rd place position from Chris Patterson in the Scarborough 64, Scarborough 26, Nathan E. Atkinson then in that 5th place position. IK117, Tristan Richards is your 6th place man from Paul Lickley, and the Ludlow 47 then, Dave Smith, but it's still Corey Paisley then that leads them round in the in the company 88, Penal 55 of Chris Hooper then still in that 2nd place position. Can Frankie Hindle look up the inside on the far side of the field in the York 12? He does just that, he must hear what we're saying because he looks to come through up the inside into that 2nd place position. Chris Hooper has gone to look for the front back up the inside, not quite making it stick this time as the battle's on for that 2nd and 3rd, but away and gone at the front of the field. Company 88, Corey Paisley it is then. York 13 of Frankie Hindle then just gets his nose in front in that 2nd place position from the Penal 55 of Chris Hooper, and then Scarborough 64 of Chris Patterson in that 4th place. A little bit of a gap, and then Scarborough 26, Nathan E. Atkinson then from IK117 of Tristan Richards, Scunthorpe 95 of Paul Lickley, and then the Ludlow 47 car of Dean Smith, but back up and at the front of the field. Your race leader's going to see that yellow flag with the black cross. One to go this one there for the CCI Mechanical Fabrication sponsored men Stockhatches. Corey Paisley it is in the company 88 car that is your race leader, heading up, just half a lap left for him to hang on to that lead position and convert that lead into the win, and the first of the finalists to pick up that 1st place